This is my first video update coming to you from Athens, Greece on this Monday morning. Let's talk about some news. Let's begin things with an update on the investigation of the assassination of Daria Dugina, which took place over the weekend. The investigators are saying that this was an explosive planted underneath her car, and this appears to have been premeditated and a contracted job. That is also what the investigators are saying. Quote, "It has already been established that the explosive was planted under the bottom of the car on the driver's side. Daria Dugina, who was driving, was killed on impact." So premeditated and a contract job. I have a quote from Ukraine officials, from the Ukraine side of things, with regards to this assassination. And let me just get to that. Ukrainian officials, and this is coming from the BBC, a Ukrainian official has dismissed accusations of Ukrainian involvement in the incident. Quote, "Ukraine, of course, has nothing to do with this because we are not a criminal state, which is the Russian Federation, and even less a terrorist state," said Mikhailo Podolyak, an advisor to President Zelensky. Maria Zakharova, according to the BBC, spokeswoman for Russia's foreign ministry, said in a Telegram post that if any Ukrainian link was found, it would amount to state terrorism. So the Zelensky regime, they are denying any involvement in this assassination of the daughter of Alexander Dugin. I don't like the fact that in this statement, they had to put in that Russia is a criminal state. We are not a criminal state, which is the Russian Federation. That was the statement. I really wish that Podolyak in this instance would have just said, Ukraine has nothing to do with this assassination of Daria Dugina, period, full stop. I wish he would have just left it there. When he put in that sentence, because we are not a criminal state, which is the Russian Federation, and even less a terrorist state, that was just, I don't know. So it just doesn't make me very, very confident in this statement from Podolyak. A much better statement to have come out of the Ukraine authorities would have just been, we have nothing to do with this assassination. We condemn all assassinations of this type. We condemn this type of terrorist activity, period, full stop. Instead of having to throw in there that Russia is a criminal state. You see, it's I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments down below? And when they put statements like that in there, it gets my mind thinking. Anyway, that is the update from Russian investigators. Those are the statements from Ukraine authorities. Let me just read you a paragraph from Zero Hedge as well, and an update that they put out with regards to the assassination of Daria Dugina. Zero Hedge says, contrary to current exaggerated Western mainstream headlines referring to him, Alexander Dugin, as Putin's brain, there's no clear evidence that Dugin and Putin have ever even met, much less a photograph of the two together or in the same room, which we've yet to find. Though the influence of Dugin's thought on certain Russian political circles is clear, he's long been central to developing the so-called Russian world ideology, but his influence on actual Kremlin policy circles has been marginal at best, especially since 2014, given he's been much more hawkish and maximalist when it comes to the Ukraine crisis, at times uncomfortably so for Russia's political leadership. That is a fantastic paragraph and summation of Dugin's influence in the Kremlin by Zero Hedge. I mean, I really could not have said it better myself, because as you were going through the Western mainstream media headlines, they were coming out with outrageous headlines like the mastermind of Putin's invasion of Ukraine, Putin's brain. That's what they were describing Alexander Dugin. Putin's brain, the mastermind of Russia's foreign policy, the mastermind of Russia's war in Ukraine, the real president of Russia, the man that puppeteers Putin. I mean, stuff like this is what they were saying about Alexander Dugin, completely exaggerated. And this is actually true, what Zero Hedge says. I have yet to see a photo of Putin and Dugin together, or even in the same room. Maybe there is a photo of them together in the same room, but I've yet to see one. The influence of Dugin has been greatly exaggerated. Have his books and his philosophies influenced people in government in Russia and maybe even around the world? Sure, he's an author. That's what his books are meant to do, to influence. They're meant to get out there and influence people's opinions. That's why he writes books. That's why he comes out with these philosophical beliefs. That's what he does. But to call him the brain of Putin, or the man behind the curtain, or the man responsible for the invasion of Ukraine, and like Zero Hedge says, some of his rhetoric about Ukraine has been uncomfortable for the Kremlin. I mean, they've thought of his rhetoric as being too maximalist, as Zero Hedge says. So his influence has been greatly exaggerated. At the Duran, we've been on record, because we get this question a lot. What do you think of Dugin? What's Dugin's influence on the Kremlin? We've been on record saying that his influence is greatly exaggerated. But do his books influence people as books are meant to do? Sure, it's no different than saying let me think here. What's her name? D'Angelo, the author that wrote that critical race theory book. It's like saying she's the brains of Biden. The brains of Biden. Oh my God, I'm just kind of thinking about that. Anyway, it's like saying she's the brains of Biden. She's the one that's running Biden's domestic policy or foreign policy or whatever. She's the real person running the Biden administration, because her book has influenced hundreds, if not thousands, of policymakers in DC, which it has. But to say that she's the person behind the curtain running the show for the United States is ridiculous. But it's pretty much the same exact thing. That is what the collective West mainstream media is saying. Complete lies. And it also shows how disconnected they are from Russia, and what a misunderstanding they have of Russian foreign policy. What a misunderstanding they have of what goes on in Russia and in the Kremlin with regards to foreign policy, if they continue to believe that Dugin was somehow the mastermind of everything that's going on. But they want to do that because by positioning Dugin as the mastermind of Russian foreign policy, you can then continue to say that that the Kremlin has this far-right ideology. You see that's why Dugin, for them to put Dugin close to Putin, serves a media propaganda purpose. That's why they propagate this lie. But anyway, Zero Hedge, good on you for pointing out that Zero Hedge, the Duran, myself, no one has even been able to find a photo of Putin and Dugin together, and that this association between Dugin and Putin, or Dugin and the Kremlin, is completely exaggerated and just overdone and overplayed. But we all understand why the collective West does it. I mean, they do it for propaganda purposes. Anyway, that's the update with Daria Dugina. Let's continue to wait for the investigation to play out, as I have been saying. As I've said in my previous video, given the assassination, however, of Daria Dugina, and and the fact that Ukraine is going to be celebrating their Independence Day, I believe, on the 24th of August, we're getting photos, videos of a mass exodus out of Kiev, as many people are afraid that something's gonna happen from August 22nd to August 26th. Let me put a video on the screen for everyone to have a look at. This is coming from the Intel Slava Telegram channel, and it shows, if this is indeed an accurate video, a confirmed video, it shows just a massive traffic jam as cars are looking to exit Kiev. And a lot of this tension and nervousness is associated with this assassination of Daria Dugina, and the belief that there's going to be some sort of massive Russian retaliation. I was on Inessa's Telegram channel, and she had a post saying that temporary airspace restrictions will apply to 11 Russian airports until August 29th, 2022. The Federal Air Transport Agency reports flights to Anapa, Belgorod, Bryansk, Voronezh, Gelendzhik, Krasnodar, Kursk, Lipetsk, Rostov-on-Don, Simferopol, and Elista are effective. So, a mass exodus out of Kiev, traffic jams out of Kiev, the closing of airspace in 11 Russian airports. I don't know. What can I say? August 22nd to August 29th. That is when this closure of airspace, that is when the independence celebration, that is when all of this is going to end. So pretty much you're looking till the end of August. We are going to be entering a very tense situation. I personally believe that Russia, once the investigation plays out, the investigators have already said that this is some sort of contract job that has taken place, a contract hit that has taken place against Daria Dugina. I believe that you're going to have the investigation play out. And when that wraps up, I don't think that Russia's going to retaliate in a massive way, even though there's a lot of calls for Russia to retaliate if this does indeed to be some sort of terrorist attack connected to Ukraine. But people are very nervous, and Russia will calibrate its response. What that means, we're going to have to wait and see. But Russia is not going to act out of, the Russian government is not going to act out of emotion, given what has happened. They're going to calibrate their response, and I believe it will be a big response, but I can't say when or how or what that means. But it's going to be calibrated, and if the investigation shows some sort of connection with Ukraine, then something's gonna happen. But giving a timeline and saying what and how it's going to go down is impossible to predict. But you can see that a lot of people in Ukraine are nervous, and the closure of airspace could actually have less to do with Daria Dugina, though it might be connected with some sort of response. I don't know, but I imagine that this has more to do with, I'll take a guess and say this has more to do with the type of drone pinprick attacks that you see taking place from the side of Ukraine and NATO. Maybe it has more to do with that. I don't know. I'm just taking guesses here, to be quite honest. It is interesting that Russia is closing airspace of these airports in and around Ukraine. Of course, this could be connected as well to a possible wrapping up of the Donetsk operations and the preparation of an offensive towards Nikolaev. This could also be a reason why airspace is being closed. We are getting reports that Russia is very confident that they will be wrapping up the operations in Donetsk in the near term. And this would mean that all of Donbass has been liberated, taken by the Russian military. That would conclude a very big and important phase of this Russian military operation. And we are getting a lot of indications that there is preparation towards Nikolaev. I am also getting information that the Russian military is very focused in once they wrap up in the Donbass, is very focused on Kharkiv and Odessa. I'm getting very, very good information on that as well. So the closure of these of the airspace of these airports could indicate something big on the horizon. But this is going to the closure is going to be until August 29th. So let's wait and see. We're looking at a very tense next week. Is is what I'm gathering. A very, very tense end of August. So with that said, there are reports as well, I forgot to mention that Alexander Dugin was actually in the car behind his daughter when all of this happened. These reports are coming from a lot of outlets, including even the Daily Beast, which ran horrible headlines with regards to this tragedy. Let's see. What else should we talk about? Imran Khan, Pakistan. Police file terrorism charges against Pakistan's Imran Khan. Pakistani police have filed terrorism charges against former Prime Minister Imran Khan, authorities said Monday, escalating political tensions in the country as he holds mass rallies seeking to return to office. The terrorism charges come over a speech Khan gave in Islamabad on Saturday, in which he vowed to sue police officers and a female judge and alleged that a close aide had been tortured after his arrest. Khan himself appeared to still be free and had not immediately addressed the police charge sheet being lodged against him. Pakistan's opposition, Tehreek-e-Insaf Party, Khan's political party, published online videos showing supporters surrounding his home to potentially stop police from reaching it. Hundreds remained there early morning. Under Pakistani's legal system, police file what is known as a first information report about the charges against an accused to a magistrate judge who allows the investigation to move forward. Typically, police then arrest and question the accused. So let me put a video up on the screen, which is from Lahore, which show massive people on the streets at 3 a.m. in the morning. And they were marching towards the capital and protesting the potential arrest of the former Pakistan leader, Imran Khan, who was removed via a coup d'etat just, 6 months ago, 9 months ago? Something like that. Maybe less, maybe like 6 months ago. And everyone knows that he enjoys massive support in Pakistan, and he is a threat to the political powers that have been put in place. And if there were to be elections held in the near future, Khan would definitely win those elections. And so it's obvious what's going on. They're taking out the opposition. They're arresting the opposition, plain and simple. So tensions in Pakistan. We need to keep an eye out as for what is going on in Pakistan at the moment. But you can see the people out on the streets rallying to support Khan and to prevent a police arrest. Now, I don't know. Have the police made a move to arrest Khan? I need to follow up on that. But let me know in the comments down below if there has been some sort of attempt to arrest the former leader of Pakistan, or if the people have prevented that arrest. Let's shift gears and do an update on a story that we haven't updated for a while now, and that is Turkey and NATO, Finland and Sweden. And Turkey is coming out with a statement, and they are issuing warnings to Finland and Sweden, and they are saying Hey, Finland. Hey, Sweden. You have still not extradited these Kurdish officials, these people that we designate as terrorists, to Turkey. And if you don't extradite these people, we just want to remind you that we will not vote for your entrance into NATO. Sweden and Finland will not become NATO members if they continue to ignore Ankara's extradition demands, Turkish Justice Minister Bekir Bozdağ has said. Until now, none of the persons accused of terrorism whose extradition from Sweden and Finland was requested by Turkey have been returned, Bozdağ told reporters on Saturday. Our expectation is not about those accused of fraud. The Swedish and Finnish governments should understand this very well. Bozdağ said the process of Sweden and Finland joining NATO will not move a step forward unless the matter is resolved. And so I just wanted to bring that up because we're going to be hearing a lot of these statements all throughout the year as we get closer to the deadline to vote Finland and Sweden into NATO. And Turkey not voting Finland and Sweden into NATO is an absolute blessing in disguise for these two countries, and Turkey is doing them a favor. But you can see that every now and then Turkey's going to come out with statements saying, Finland, Sweden, remember the people that you need to extradite to Turkey? You know, what's going on there? We just want to remind you about our demands. So that is just a quick update with regards to Turkey, NATO, Finland, and Sweden. And let's do a clown world. And in this clown world, we are going to talk about Germany and a German official, a Green Party official, of course. What else? Winfried Kretschmann, a Green Party chancellor of the state of Baden-Württemberg, Germany, has said that a way Germans can save on energy is and hot water is to use a damp cloth instead of a shower. A way on saving electricity and gas can be solved by using a cloth and just not taking a shower. The washcloth is a useful invention, Kretschmann told Südwest Press. According to the politician, this way you can stop showering all the time. Kretschmann noted that by his example, he showed the possibilities of saving as much energy as possible. I have an electric car. I have a huge solar panel on my roof, the politician said. Kretschmann added that for a quarter of a century, he has been heating water using solar energy and heating only one living room in the entire room. It's even more useful when you don't have the same temperature all over your home, he added. Yes, the great, powerful European Union. Germany, the great industrial power of Europe, of the world, and they're having to resort to using washcloths instead of having hot water. Or at least that's the recommendation coming out of this chancellor. A Green Party dude, of course. Anyway, that is the clown world, everybody. I'm going to end the video there. TheDuran.locals.com. Check out Alexander's channel. Check out the Duran's channel, Rumble, ODYSEE, BitChute, and Telegram. Take care.